when you have arguments with your spouse, the topic tends to not really be about the actual bigger life things like grand family plans or bigger life plans about after retirement and things like that. Most of the troubles in marriage tend to be focused around uh chores, taking care of the kids, doing things like dishes, vacuuming, and leaving the toilet seat up or down. And so it's these really small and minor things that can really add up to a lot of stress. Now, this may not also be, this may not just be a marriage thing. Even if you have a roommate, if you have different standards of clean, then it can be very stressful for the person who is on the cleaner side because they always feel like they're living in a dirty environment, and on the vice versa, it can feel really bad for the person who's on the relatively dirtier side because always feels like they're being monitored and criticized. But now, um, I want to talk about expectations, right? For roommates, we'll discuss that separately. But in terms of your spouse, you get mad because your spouse doesn't do things like X, Y, Z. It's so obvious to you that they should do it, right? It's so obvious that you don't even question why it shouldn't be done. But the thing is, they continuously don't do it. So, for example, like after the shower, they don't clean up their hair from the gutter. For example, after doing brushing their teeth, they don't clean up the sink. Maybe like they make a mess, but they don't clean it up right away. For some reason, they wait, and it that drives you crazy, right? So the last part is the important part. When you notice those things and it upsets you, it really serves to make you feel bad. And we have to be responsible for our own happiness. And in close relationships, the single biggest killer of joy, I believe, is high expectations. Now, you may not be the most high expectations person in the world, but the more you feel disappointed, the more opportunities you have to be disappointed, the more opportunities you have to feel let down and disappointed and upset. And all those things, yes. Is it better for the world if everyone has the same level of sanitation so that we're free from germs? Is it better for the world when everyone tidies up so that there is no need to clean separately? Is it better for, like in general when we can, raise the standard of clean everywhere? Yeah, I get that. But when other people don't do it and you get upset, it just makes you feel bad. It doesn't solve anything. So the contributor to that is high expectations for other people. So what can you do about it? Every time you notice, you can pick up and just let go. What the goal we're trying to get here is to not make you feel bad. And feeling bad comes from I want you to behave a certain way, but you don't. And that makes me suffer. We have to find ways of tackling this. And it's not a one thing fixed solution. But one way is to just completely forget about it and just not have standards at all. Okay, yeah, you can leave your clothes behind. It's your clothes. It's okay. Oh, you spilled water and you're not gonna clean it up? Okay, I guess I'll live like this. Not in a passive aggressive way. If you can just completely understand, because they're fine, right? Which means theoretically, it's not physically impossible for you to be fine too. So you can be flexible like that. Option number two is you can clean it up. Would it be nice if they were responsible for their messes? Yes, but they're not doing it, right? So you care about the quality of your life, right? So you just do it. You just think that, oh, I made this mess. And now your mind will resist. But I didn't. But you created a reality in where you cohabit with this person who did, right? So if you think about it, it kind of is your mess too, right? And most of all, most importantly, it is happening in your environment. And you can tidy up your environment. Whatever, regardless of what other people do, they don't touch your happiness. You own your life. You can be happy regardless of what other people do. So you can pick things up if it is good for you. And other ways can be possible, but the end goal here is I'm not trying to give you specific pointers on what to do. The end goal is to reduce your suffering with that comes from high expectations. Trying to change other people will most likely end up in disappointment because they are free to live their life and you are free to live your life. And so there's nothing really you can do in order to force someone to do anything. So, how can you be more responsible for your happiness when it comes to managing your expectations?